They've also, it does block up a few more of those spirit heroes for the mid lane as well. We've seen how effective the Nyx Assassin is against, Flame Guard, Static Remnant coming out there from the Storm Spirit, even, any Void Spirit spells as well. So it's a little bit of a block pick coming through here. Although the Quap's still in the pool, and you're a little bit. It does provide you a lot of burst for sure, which I still feel like Army Geniuses are lacking. Um, Just trying to think as well in a team fight, right? Nyx Assassin, if this is like a Gyro one, for example, you're just going to be able to pop the Spike Carapace when he uses Flak Cannon, and that might be what you need just to be able to close in the space on a Death Prophet or get the Rolling Thunder going to be able to get that chain lockdown.
I like the point you mentioned as well with the Nyx just being able to kind of block pick some of Azura's heroes, because I think he's up there with the best player on Army Genius. I think it's Nam and Azura, and them just limiting his hero pool slightly with this Nyx pickup and potential the Death Prophet too, because that DP is a very strong lane as well. So it's not going to make it easy for Azura to be able to perform in the second game.
Disrespect for DB Wami and Varese coming through from Ares right now.
No
No, I'm
disrespect.
kidding, but I don't mind this Beastmaster pick, right? It's going to be good against the Ursa lane. It gives you that BKB piercing stun for the Ursa and the Pangolier, which is great. Nyx Assassin doesn't deal with push at all. I feel like this is really solid, and it gives you even more vision that you were worried about previously. So, yeah, I feel like even though the first three picks of this draft I was a little bit shaky on, this definitely goes the other way for mine. This is a really solid pick to be able to round out the second phase of the draft. And again, like second pick, it just gives you so much potential to be able to counter what an enemy team does. And I feel like this Beastmaster counters immediately two, possibly even three of ChubbyBoiz' heroes.
What are you reading with the Morphling ban from ChubbyBoiz? That it's kind of thrown me in a whirlwind right now. I'm trying to see the reason why.
Radiant
Uh,
team pick.
Maybe just wanting to get rid of a lot of these heroes that are able to hit the Rolling Thunder. Like you've got the Beastmaster who can roar it, right? If a Gyro is a core, sure you can hit it. If a Weaves is a core, sure you can hit it. But Morphling, Invoker, they're pretty solid heroes at being able to deal with it.
10 seconds remaining.
I definitely do need to see what ChubbyBoiz go for this last pick overall, because
5
you've still got a lot of flex
remaining.
potential with this Death Prophet, right? It could very well still be mid. So I wonder if they're going to go something that can still look to flex. Are they going to Razor?
Storm
Okay.
Spirit.
Do you not just co-op? I feel like you co-op here. So Varese Comfort Hero, bodies the Storm Spirit in lane. You're not amazingly susceptible to the Nyx Assassin. It gives you
10
good burst. You're
seconds
able to hit
remaining.
Pangolier through the Rolling Thunder, both through right clicks and with the Sonic Wave.
5 seconds
Burst for the
remaining.
Death Prophet. I really like the co-op here.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of reserve time to play with, and that's cool. It was
your hero.
because you couldn't really go any Spirit Answers. Storm Spirit plays very well into majority of them. Like you said, it's comfort for Azura. Gives you a lot of burst potential now. It's pretty heavy into the magic damage with Quap and Gyro, but then until the Monkey King is able to start hitting his timings and some team fight, which I was very concerned with at the end of game one, with how ChubbyBoiz just had the Pango that they could really thrive off, and that seemed to be enough for them. So how are we feeling about this this game two draft?
I feel like Army Geniuses, using the second pick, have really rounded out their draft incredibly well with these last two picks. I was
10
shaky early on,
remaining.
but Beastmaster, fantastic this game. Quap, fantastic as well.
5
Now also
seconds
seeing that it's going to be
remaining.
Naaman playing the Weaver into the Death Prophet. Also, of course, got the Beastmaster there. So Seal can't really do what he wants to, which is run forward, look to trade, and then get the Spirit Siphon off, particularly with those early levels, right? Because you don't want to be stealing away, or leeching rather, the experience that MKS is picking up. If he Spirit Siphons the Weaver, you just Shikuchi and run away. If he Spirit Siphons the Beastmaster, you're going to have a board that's just hitting into the Death Prophet, slowing her down, and making her life more difficult. And then you can just look to trade when she doesn't have that Spirit Siphon available. So for those reasons, I'm probably going to go for Army Geniuses again.
Yeah, I'm giving a slight edge. I feel like Army Geniuses have a really strong set of lanes. Cop's going to beat the Storm Spirit. Beast and Weaver are going to have a good time versus the DP Ursa because they don't really have guaranteed ways to kill the summons. So maybe Ursa has to put a couple more points in Earthshock and seal the same with Crypt Swarm. And I feel like bottom...
They got tower push.
Yeah, they do Army Geniuses, which was... I guess they had it in Wommy last game, but now with the Beastmaster in late game, you can also have just the Wukong set down. But I still feel like there's issues with their team fighting. If ChubbyBoiz aren't ridiculously far behind through the laning stage, which is what I'm banking on at the moment, then I feel like they're going to be in a better position to take team fights. You've got the Rolling Thunder, which we saw Xiaoyu just absolutely maul Army Geniuses. It's going to get to a stage where Ursa with Blink, BKB, Basher can just chain control the Queen of Pain and take her out of the fight. The Nyx can be a bit of a nuisance as well. Storm can jump, Ursa can fall up. That's already one person down. And you've got the DP as well for ulti. So I feel like ChubbyBoiz, I struggle to see how they can perform in their lanes. I think that's a big concern and why I'm hesitant to go for them. But I feel like how they can take fights after that is a bigger advantage than AG.
Yeah. I feel like with AG, just because they have such strong lanes, it's going to mean that Blink Dagger timing is going to be becoming a little slower. The Storm Spirit won't have his second item quite as quickly, right? So that means that you have a Beastmaster, right? He's going to have his Hawk. Like, I'm just talking about pushing these first few objectives. He's going to have his Hawk inside the tree line. You're going to have heroes standing on the other side of the trees, making sure that there's no way for a Pangolier, for example, to TP in. And even if he is, it means that Beastmaster is going to be able to stand back far enough from the tower that if Pango starts to slowly roll in, you just roar him, reposition, potentially kill him, and then just continue on with your push. So I feel like that's... Army Geniuses certainly have the lineup to be able to snowball early on.
Yeah, that is very true as well. It's not a free Pango game. Like, now you at least have one way to be able to deal with him. But we've seen Xiaoyu get very farmed, and all of a sudden, if he has a Lotus Orb, then Beastmaster is going to be forced to turn his attention to somewhere else with his ulti.
I feel like this game as well, kind of like what we were talking about, they had a little bit of a lack of last game. Quap, happy to right-click into the Rolling Thunder. Sonic Wave goes through it. You're also increasing the attack speed just by having Wommy nearby as well. And you pop that BKB on the Monkey King with his extra attack range, very capable of being able to take it down as well. So I'm still feeling Army Geniuses, but like you said, it's going to be pretty even.
I think for Army Geniuses, it's hugely off the back of the lane. Like, you can... If you are able to be a couple thousand net worth ahead, then it's going to really prevent ChubbyBoiz and how they're looking to play. Because an Ursa, he wants Roshan more than anyone, but also an Ursa Storm Spirit lineup thrive together because Storm's one of the best Aegis carriers. So if you can get that early Aegis of Immortal onto Scylla, then he can just look to be a little bit more aggressive and making plays across the map and funneling more gold into their Storm Spirit.
They're not entirely lacking in Roche taking potential, though, on AG, right? Like, you've got the Inner Beast Aura, you'll have the Swarm. Not much else, but pretty decent right-click damage to be able to take it out.
Oh, but this is pretty huge. Scylla actually better body blocks, at least at the start, so majority of the creeps are going to be closer to his high ground, at least for the first wave, because this is, again, a very tricky matchup. And Azura went Scream level 1 as well. I mean, I feel like we are seeing this more often, even though if it's a really good dagger game, just so you can secure your range creeps.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the important thing super early on into the game. Yeah, you're level on right-click damage coming through between the Storm Spirit and the Queen of Pain at the very start, but yeah, maybe that was just as a result of how the block went. It was a little bit different. He could look to try and bully out the Storm Spirit a little bit more.
Speaking a lot about Army Geniuses having advantage in a majority of these lanes, the one I'm unsure of is top with the Jaro Monkey King. Is this a lane maybe we can see ChubbyBoiz edge out a trade, or you still feel like DB and Varese have it in the bag?
I think Pango probably isn't going to be able to get a lot out of this lane, so I really like what Xiao Bonbon's doing is, well, if you can't lane into it, don't. Pull the lane out, disrupt the equilibrium. He's gone for the wind lace pretty early on, but you're going up against a gyrocopter who's got good movement speed as well. Just looking to chase him down here on the gyro with the homing missile. But yeah, this is exactly what you need to do, right? Just need to make sure that you're able to secure some level of farm, not just for yourself, but making sure that Xiao Yu isn't vulnerable to dying, because he just doesn't want to be near this Monkey King and gyro combination.
And we're seeing bot lane with Wami and Narman battle it up against MKS and Seal. Back on the same hero for MKS. An exceptional debut for him into the DPC on the Ursa, and he will not be amplified as much without the Ogre. Do you feel like it's going to be another solid game for the Ursa, or completely different?
It'll be decent, but it's not like this unstoppable force. Like, you've got a lot more reliable stuns coming through. You've got a lot more burst damage as well, which is what you need to be able to take care of an Ursa. And I mean, even more importantly, the vision aspect with being able to play around this Monkey King. Yes, it's position 1, but the Hawk as well just provides you so much in terms of information. Armin's doing a good job of just bullying them out of the lane right now. Seal has to be a little bit careful. And yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? You force out that early Spirit Siphon usage, and then you just run away outside of the Sakuchi. So, very nicely done.
I feel like it's going to be difficult as well with maybe some of the side lanes. The support's being forced to stay because of the cores. If they don't have the protection, then they'll be very vulnerable. So, how do you really set up for the Storm Spirit to get the runes?
Good question. I mean, Jabonbon, he can look to leave, right? As long as he's made a few good pulls happen and the creep equilibrium is near Xiao Yu underneath the tier 1 tower, he has the potential to be able to go and look to contest those runes. I mean, he's already taken away the bounty, so doing a good job. Just shows how vulnerable, like Xiao Yu, even just being left solo against a Monkey King solo is
Seal might be in trouble bottom. They got the swarm out, double ball, so our first blood, and MKS is probably able to taunt himself away, but it was like Army Geniuses. They're not in a position where you can really care about the taunt, considering they find the first blood, and they should get the sentry as well. MKS is not in a position to protect this. Queen of Pain? This is huge! Sillin? What? Hang on a second, that's a huge kill to pick up in a losing matchup.
Thank you.
I mean, the thing with Zilone is, even in game number 1, right, I thought the Ember Spirit had the better of that trade, but he was still able to come out of the laning stage in a really solid spot on his Void. So, yeah, just showing how much of a solid laner he is to be able to recover what is a very comfortable Queen of Pain favored matchup.
Zero's gone.
Denies coming through as well.
Zero went 3 points in Dagger too. So the fact that you've lost this lane. You 400 net worth advantage. Sillin can go back to the jungle now. Unless he gets 2 kills with Sonic Wave and another one afterwards, this is a huge victory for ChubbyBoiz. And for Army Geniuses, their roster and their draft kind of plays off the back of Azura just bodying mid. And now the dynamic might fall apart a little bit.
A little bit, right? But the thing is, if you're just keeping this Storm Spirit away entirely, is he going into the... Oh, he's not going the Soul Ring build just yet, just the couple of Null Talismans. Honestly, wouldn't hate to see him do that, right? Means that you're going to be able to, like you said, go to the jungle, snowball a whole lot more effectively relative to this Queen of Pain, who's gone for more of the lane-dominating build. I think the important thing is, like, yes, you've come out of the laning stage well, but if you keep going back to the lane and you keep getting bullied out, even though you've given up that kill on Azura, it means that the Storm Spirit isn't going to have quite as much as he
yes,
potentially. And that's
it's actually going to look to try and battle bottom, but recognizes that's not a fight he can take. So an Earthshock under the tower, but they have the creeps that continue to tank. A rotation's now going to come through from Xiao Yu out of all heroes, but the position 3 Pango feels the importance to try and get a return kill, but the damage! Oh, it's not there. That is a grim rotation, because I don't know if the Ursa can go lane into the monkey top as mid lane. Zilone, level 6 advantage, going to be able to turn and bring down the Gyrocopter thanks to the help of the Arcane Rune. But he's still got to respect Azura. There's enough mana for the Sonic Wave, however, and they're actually going to look to step back in. Sidesteps the Impale. Zilone's going to take multiple shots from the tower.
got the bottle refill happening, though.
Why is there 4 heroes mid?
Yes. MKS refilled the bottle of the
Gonna
Storm
jump?
Spirit.
Yeah,
Oh
still
man, they
in.
got the kill.
Look at the resources that he's able to play with. Doesn't get rid of Azure. Now he zips aggressively. Trying to
Carapace.
dodge the homing missile. But like you said, the Carapace able to turn the kill at least for what was soon to be a disaster. An okay-ish trade.
DB though, all this time, he's just spending it farming away on the Monkey King, and he's going to be able to dish out a ton of that burst damage potentially. He's even going for the Orb of Corrosion. I really like it. You want to make sure that you're keeping enemies bullied away. Even the Death Prophet, right? You know that Seal wants to be going in aggressively. They might even go for this sort of style where, you know, don't go in on the Gyrocopter. Your position 5, the damage that you're going to be able to output onto this Death Prophet isn't enough. He's just going to Spirit Siphon more and heal even further. So I feel like we'll see a lot of solo kill potentials looking to come through from DB onto the Death Prophet.
We're going to see some action bottom. Nicely played from Xiao Bonbon by Carapace. And I like that they're leaving Sealant to be able to get the kills because he doesn't have a mid lane to play with. And just the early Storm Spirit thinking about getting active is really important. The strong, pretty much the only good lane that they've had from ChubbyBoiz, and then making sure they use this to make amends on both side lanes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Wami, I believe he's got his Helm of the Dominator coming out to him, so he's having a very good time here on the bottom side. Hasn't used the Primal Roar just yet. So I've definitely looked to see them try to start and play around that bottom side. See Azura maybe push out this wave once more, use the Haste Rune to make a rotation through, use that to maybe get a tower, and then TP back to the mid lane if he needs to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sit on Radiant. They're going to ward throughout the river, so they do see Narman along with Azura starting to transition down to bot. But Seal's level 5 on the Death Prophet, so 3 points in Siphon. Not an easy kill. You need a +1, Xiao Yu. He's got TP, he's got Rolling Thunder as well if he looks to join. Still the initial target. Can the rest of ChubbyBoiz stand their ground? A Sonic Wave to cut away the life. Here comes Xiao Yu. Doesn't cut down the tree. Now DB can lay down the Wukong's command, controlling up an area of the lane. But the roar, and they've got the burst to get rid of Scylla and Storm Spirit. And now Xiao Yu as well. A swash up available, but DB continuing to stalk through the trees. Is going to jump Xiao Bonbon instead, recognizing they've got the damage for Xiao Yu afterwards. So they're going to try and maximize how many kills they can find. DB will chase Xiao Bonbon. Will he actually get it? Tree dance back up. Xiao Bonbon unable to get out of range, and simultaneously they also find Xiao Yu. So really nicely done as Army Geniuses bring all the goons bottom to take the team fight.
Really like the early committal of the Sonic Wave coming through as well, just making sure that Death Prophet isn't part of the equation as well. Fortunately for Xiao Yu, even though he played an amazing Pango that time around, he was just a little bit too early on the shield crash coming through. Only clipped onto 1, so he didn't get that full damage reduction, and it meant he was just having to play a whole lot more careful than perhaps he should have been.
Where's my pension?
I'd see a battle though with the 10-minute runes. Radiant, they are staying nearby to try and make sure that the Queen of Pain's unable to secure that. Oh, they actually see Wami. An exo usage from Seal. Dire, they're starting to transition over. Another double boundless from DB, and he's going to dance away instantly, making sure he doesn't get caught up in the middle of the exo. Rolling Thunder still up and available for Xiao Yu, so he's going to try and target down with the help of Silan showing up. He's a little bit too late to clip DB. So an exo just for the gyro.
So you'd be feeling pretty happy right now if you're on, and the Rolling Thunder as well, right? So it just opens up this big window for them to regroup, get another creep from your Helm of the Dominator, and maybe push into that mid lane. I mean, you've got the Siege creep wave here right now. It surprised me to see them just look to continue to cluster around that. Tommy has to be careful with where he's moving, though. Standing right underneath an Observer Ward right now. Storm... It's pretty full on mana. I mean, he could very easily go for a kill here onto the Beastmaster. That's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you're not losing the map control. It's just so much easier for you to go for those Roche attempts.
They've got the sentry.
Where's the party?
Gonna miss as well in the initial jump. Nice timing this back press again. Xiao Bonbon multiple times. They have to TP out straight away from Sealant. DB can get in range. The Boundless was on cooldown regardless. So a quick in and out. Sealant able to hold his life. He wasn't granted the kill. It was Xiao Yu that also escapes.
Yeah, I'm really not feeling solid about that positioning coming through from the Beastmaster. When you've got that Roar, you've got the Helm of the Dominator creep, and you've got the Siege creep mid, you have to be pushing that. You know, they were down on ultimates and you were up on everything. So, bit of a missed opportunity coming through there for Army Geniuses to be able to take that one down.
And like you're
Still
saying,
do have Siege creep, but, I mean, Wami just TP'd back bottom. I don't feel like the pressure that you're looking to output down here is going to be worth it.
Radiant's middle
and
tower
meanwhile,
is under
Ursa's
attack.
is found another home up
Catching
top.
up.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Second in net worth for MKS, and they have not thought about trying to make any plays to the Ursa's location. So this is going to be a decent diffusal blade timing with all things considering.
Now as well, you have Exorcism back up, Rolling Thunder's back available. You're looking to make a smoke with a haste, Storm Spirit, full mana. It's all right if Faris is the one that tanks it, but again, it doesn't feel like you're gaining anything on Army Genius as a result of all of this.
Do you see Wami with that dib lane ward?
Yep.
Breeze is going to be in a position to the scout Zhao Bonbon out. He's doing such a good job, and now ChubbyBoiz are like, all right, if we must get the kill on the gyro, then we will. They're coming over, though, from Army Geniuses. Naman to TP. They've got a
got
Zero
haste, though.
posturing the river as well. So they might get a return kill on Zhao Bonbon. Detection's going to be the question. Sentry out on top of the outpost. Zero's on a killing spree.
Did you forget your
You were speaking a lot about the Beastmaster and maybe not putting a whole lot of pressure bottom. Do you feel like they're okay with delaying this game because DB now has what I believe is a I think it should be too early for Battle Fury. I think it's just in one of the components. Yeah, he needs one more component for Battle Fury, so he's exceptionally farmed.
Sure, I feel like in a normal state when you're having to worry about the entire enemy team's ultimates and all that sort of
Army
stuff.
Geniuses, they're going to wrap behind. 1 minute jump. If they can take away the Primal Roar, it's a lot of the control which can now enable Xiao Yu. They break the tree as well. The Monkey King, he doesn't have enough mana for the Wukong's command, showing up in a team fight before the Battle Fury is completed. And now Azura jumped into the middle, soon to fall as well. MKS gets the double, and ChubbyBoiz will push Army Geniuses further back into their territory. Reese, some nice jukes, but a forfeit too, and ChubbyBoiz coming out on top in the trade.
Yeah, Xiao Yu finishing that fight with 5 Spirit Vessel charges now, so he is completely enabled. Means that, you know, this you haven't really gone for a brawling style of Monkey King build. You've gone for a farming style. That BKB is going to be a little bit further down the line, so it's going to be so much more challenging for you to take these team
MKS?
fights. And
We're gonna run to Breeze, who will also die for his sins. You've got Wukong's up.
so
Oh, what a silence! That allows MKS to pick up the Aegis, and now DB, he doesn't have an opportunity to get the Wukong's out. The Vortex, now with the Roar as well. DB's trying to find the ultimate, but he dies instantly as it's used. ChubbyBoiz are pushing on forward for more. A pep in their step as the open qualified team starting to pick up some momentum.
I think a lot of little victories that probably they shouldn't.
A double Spike Carapace. Dude, my guy is just... These Spike Carapace usages are on point. He's still gonna go down. Nothing will be a worth for it. Xiao Yu? Let's use the ulti. They know Naman used time-lapse prior. Gonna be able to catch back up. Second stun. Got the cliff to be able to bounce back to. Really nicely done. Dude, Xiao Yu is so on point with his thunder usages.
He's playing a really good game. DB, yeah, again, just falling down. It means that very clear net worth lead that he's had. I mean, he has gone up about 1,000 net worth in the time that Ursa's gone up 3,000. That's how big of a difference these past 4 or so minutes have been. I mean, look at what that means. Picking up the Blink Dagger now on MKS just enables him to get in onto the back lines. It's very much a similar case of what we saw in Game 1. You want to make sure that you're getting on the enemy's position 3. They're the ones that are going to enable a lot of these team fights, either through Rolling Thunder starting them, or the Roar being able to use as that counter initiation.
How concerned are we for Army Geniuses? Because for me, I was saying that I think Army Geniuses needed a couple of thousand net worth lead off the back of the lanes. Otherwise, I feel like ChubbyBoiz are going to be very comfortable heading into the mid to late game.
I'm incredibly concerned. You know, I just, maybe I'm missing something, but I just don't understand the justification for Wummy consistently going back bottom. Like, as a Beastmaster, you're someone that, I don't know if you're an anti-carry, but you do suppress what the enemy is able to get from you. But if you're just laning into nothing, you're not really doing too much in the big screen, in the grand scheme of things.
Nice scan. Xiao Bonbon's gonna sacrifice his life, but that means that the rest of Radiant shove out mid, shove out top, and more importantly, keep Silone alive as well in the Storm Spirit, who is closing in on the Orchid.
See Xiao Yu walking around here. The Observer Wood, but again, he's doing that similar sort of thing that I'm talking about that I want to see Wummy doing, right? He's taking away space from the enemy side of the map because he's playing around the rest of his team. It's hard to contest into him, and then he's just taking away a lot of these neutral camps that Monkey King wants to be farming because he's gone this greedy Battle Fury build. At least he's got it coming out to him now, but it is a lot later than he would have liked.
17 minutes in is an ultra late Battle Fury, even though it's not naked. It treads, corrosion, Wraithband, and wand. But you see, Radiant, they're in fighting shape. You've got Aegis for another 2 minutes. Xiao, you just picked up Blink. Death Prophets has a Yules as well, so... good luck even killing the Death Prophet off before she gets some abilities out.
Yeah, I mean, you almost need to use, like, the Boundless Strike, Perfect Timing. They've already used the Call Down. I mean, this might just die for free here.
I'm over here.
Silen's gonna get an Arcane as well. The little cherry on top for the Storm Spirit. Gonna getting closer as well to the Orchid. They also are eyeing up Wummy down bottom. Xiao Yu and Xiao Bonbon combining together, and Silen wants to step in to get the extra little net worth for the Storm. Give him the kill, he's worth it. There we go. Orchid flying out of the corridor now for the Storm.
Oh. Getting the deny onto the Helm of the Dominator creep, but
Dire's middle tower
just
is
looking to
under
consistently bully away. You're very happy with the status quo at the moment. If you're ChubbyBoiz, with those couple of kills and the ultimates being used, you're just like, all right, well, we don't really have a great tower taking lineup if we don't pop the Exorcism. And
They're still gonna get T1.
Yep.
Swipe.
3 experience away.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They got a
It's that
really
level
good
12.
ward. Who's level 12? Were you speaking? I'm sorry.
Seal is 3 experience away from level 12. So he just needs to get in range of this creep. There we go. He's got it. Level 2
Dire's middle
Exorcism.
tower
It's so
is
scary
under
to go up
attack.
against this Death Prophet now. This is a position 5 Death Prophet, and he's having an amazing game.
Feels like it's smoke time now for Radiant. Another 20 seconds left on the Ages.
My eternal
But Orchid,
gratitude.
like you said, level 2 in Exo. Xiao Bonbon, level 2 in Rolling Thunder as well. They've still got a really good ward as well. Around the, Dire High Ground to the north. Armin?
Good job by Naaman there.
Done.
They have pretty good vision on the map, right? That's what a Hawk provides you. You know, this deep observer ward right next to Seal inside the Radiant jungle. They've got one in the triangle. No one's revealing on the map. You know they're going for a smoke. So really nice use of the Shikuchi there by Naaman to be able to scout that one out.
Xiao Bonbon does see DB. Storm's nearby as well. Okay. DB's going to see them posturing through this lane ward, so maybe it's going to give them information that there is a ward bottom.
Dire's middle tower is under
I
attack.
have.
Radiant's bottom tower
They're still
is
coming,
under
man.
attack.
DB jumps down. Alright, they're gonna miss. Wait, meanwhile, Ursa's in trouble. And rages out, standing his ground, but the BKB from Azura. MKS, the TPs are starting to flock on over, but they're gonna be too late to keep the Ursa alive. And now instantly Dire, look at the Delta split. Breeze to the south, the rest of the team to the north. Nice pick off,
ultimates
in
used
and
as
out
well.
they go, but Silen, he knows the BKB's on cooldown, dodges the Atos along with the Roar attempt.
That was close. Still, though, I mean, I don't even want to say lick your wounds. They barely took any damage on Army Genius's side, with a big gain being achieved from that one there. So Naaman, he's just going to push this lane in a little bit. Again, you've got this 20-minute timing. The siege creeps are here. The fact that you've got a Beastmaster draft and 21 minutes in, you've only taken 1 tier 1 tower is still a bit of a concern to me, but that movement coming through certainly makes me feel a whole lot more optimistic about Army Genius's chances.
And they're about to have Home of the Overlord as well. So I imagine they'll look for a smoke considering the Exo's still going to be on cooldown. There is a huge window here for Army Geniuses to hit back in this game and start to get some more control.
Yeah, for sure.
Top lane, MKS. Cheeky solo kill on BoiZ, getting him closer now to the BKB. If MKS can have this BKB by this fight, that will heavily enable him to stand his ground and just take one hero out. And then you've got the Storm and maybe Nyx that can cancel out another life. So you maybe Radiant are in a position where they can contest.
They know the Wami's here, just inside the triangle, waiting with that Helm of the Overlord for the Ancient Creep, but able to back off in time. They were making the full rotation through to be able to claim him.
Block the camp.
I wonder if he's even just going to stand inside the camp to block it up.
Oh no, Wami. Oh, alright, well they're gonna go for the kill instead. Well worth it, but the rest of Dire, they're not really in the area to be able to protect him. Now they get another stun onto Naaman.
It's alright, he used the Helm of the Overlord. Thunderhide.
Oh, okay.
It's there.
Value, worth the death, right?
Sure, let's go with that.
Come on, man. What? It's a Beastmaster. It's how the hero wants to play. You don't play with your own hero. You just look to get a creep and run around and do shenanigans. Where is that creep right now?
Well, the way that I like to play it is having more net worth in my position 5, and he's struggling to get to that stage.
I mean, Naaman is... His items are huge to kite the Ursa. Atos, yours for the Storm Spirit as well. Really like the itemization that Naaman has in the moment, and now he's going to be looking to the Scepter.
They smoked underneath the ward that they knew was there.
Still through the river, though. Do they want to jump the Death Prophet? They will. Yeah, you can disrupt this, though. Follow up. Look at the combo to the backline. They're on to Wami BoiZ as well. But there was initial stun to the Storm Spirit. Wasn't able to reposition. MKS, meanwhile, is going to look to try and battle inside the Wukong's command. He'll win the man fight thanks to the Fury swipes. Still going to have to respect the damage, but with the help of the Nyx Assassin and the Pain Clear, they'll push back the Queen of Pain, who attempts to TP out, and will just be able to do so, fortunately. Meanwhile, I told you, the Beastmaster doesn't need to stay alive as long as he's got this Thunderhide. Kills off the Ursa. Meanwhile, Naaman, though, oh, so much damage from Zhao Bonbon and Zhao Yu, but he's got the time-lapse. Hang on, Naaman. You might be able to do this.
Thunderhide.
Look at this. Thunderhide and Weaver go. They're holding them back. A 2v1 or maybe a 2v2 if we include the Thunderhide, but with no mana on Naaman. Unfortunate of the bug. Oh! Oh, he'll make it away. Dude, Naaman.
Thunderhide MVP, let's go.
I was telling you, Danog, you weren't giving enough respect to Azura.
Oh no.
Oh, just the Orchid before he gets to retreat away in the blink, and he's gonna pop.
Save him, Thunderhide.
Like, he can't do everything, man. All right, just give him. He needs. Oh, they got rid of the Thunderhide. You got this crappy old Ice Shaman now that does nothing.
The hell?
Shaman do.
Ice Firebomb. I guess they need some tower damage.
Righty, Roche is up in 8. Stay there, Sillin. Oh, he's gonna drop a Remnant.
Love it. Last 12 seconds, so they'll be able to scout it out.
Oh. Wait. Oh, no pings.
He might have just thought that it ran out. I don't think you can take the fight without exorcism. You know that Army Geniuses aren't going to take it in the time that, especially with the vision that you've got, right? Like, they've got complete surrounding vision around this Roche pit. So they're going to feel confident. Just
nice use from the Spy Carapace onto the Battle Fury Cleave, and now Sillin. A long range zip. The tips as well. Zhao Yu not even involved. We were speaking about in game 1 that Zhao Yu and DV, they were talking up a storm in the pre-game lobby, and Sillin maybe baiting. Zhao Bonbon from bottom to top he goes, and the rest of Radiant looking to follow suit as well, making sure Sill's healthy, and well, they'll do just that. Sillin jumps Naaman. Meanwhile, Ursa's onto the Gyrocopter. Both supports taking out a factor. Zero's going to be cautious how long he sticks around. A BKB to expire. Zhao Yu unable to continue to hunt. Meanwhile, we did also have Sillin drop to Wami.
Yeah, he was spending a lot of the time. Essentially, it's so scary for this Beastmaster. He honestly feels much more effective just standing there, being alive, making sure the inner Beast Aura is hitting the rest of his team. But, I mean, again, the important heroes survived. The ones that are going to enable you to take this second Roche. That's going to be the Aghanim shot.
Go, Shaman. Go for it. Is Azura going to jump? There's only one slot from MKS at the moment. Deny the shot! Oh, so close.
Well, now, in my opinion, the game is incredibly hard because you've got the Lincoln Sphere picked up by the Pangolier. So outside of the... well, there's nothing that goes through outside of the Raw, right? You need to wait for something like an Abyssal Blade that's going to be able to do it while he's in the Rolling Thunder.
You a little bit upset that you predicted Army Geniuses instead of my soon-to-be right prediction on ChubbyBoiz?
You didn't make a prediction.
Hang on, what?
You did not make a prediction.
Danog is calling
Run the tapes
absolute
back.
bullshit. Chat, what the hell? Dude. Alright, I'm going back after this. What? This is crazy talk
You send me
right
the
now.
clip and then I'll believe you.
Alright, you're
You did not
goddamn
say,
jealous
"I
I'm
think
about to...
ChubbyBoiz will win."
No. You're goddamn jealous I'm about to be one game up. That's what it is. You're shaking in your booties right now. It's a long season, but it's going to be a shame if I get all the rest of the games right. You know, only one mistake.
Where's my pension?
Imagine doubting Army Geniuses. You're just a hater.
Hang on, you were just doubting them before. You're saying this position is... Are you backpedaling now? So on to the Beastmaster.
Me? Backpedal? Never.
No, I'd never do that at all. Not when I see First Blood, I'm like, okay, yep, the enemy team now is going to win Azura. Finding the Nyx Assassin, has to pop the BKB though just to get the kill, and with the haste though, he will have an avenue out, plus 250 gold, thank you very much.
It's such a heavy commitment still. At least they were able to get rid of one of the Observer Wards, I suppose. Yeah, it's certainly a rough time that they're having right now on AG. They need to just play a lot more around this Beastmaster. He's even got the Blink Dagger now, so for me, the avenue for them to win the team fights in terms of going on the Pangolier, that's gone. You need to somehow find a way to get Vision deep, spot out the Storm Spirit, and then Blink, Roar, all of the burst damage coming through after that. Hope that he doesn't have buyback, which he doesn't. So there is an avenue for them to come back into this, but everything needs to go right for Army Geniuses.
I mean, Azura has been... I say silently because I haven't put much attention on it, but having quite a game. 12, 4, and 7, level 20, so second highest at the... Actually, DB just took over that slot, but he's really transitioning quite well. He's behind the Storm Spirit in net worth, but I've been impressed with how he was able to perform after that early death in the lane. Breeze, this is a peculiar position to be farming.
Find somewhere, right?
Jump bomb.
They'll see him. Yeah, they're picking him out, moving towards the triangle. There we go. Ursa immediately making the TP in. They've got vision of him.
First hit
and there's
bash.
the first hit bash, of course.
What else would it be?
Every time,
They see
man.
Narman as well, bottom. Detection? Question? Mod check? Alright. Oh, it goes back where they've got vision anyway. 2 kills across the map. It is wasting this age's time though. 140 left for ChubbyBoiz. Maybe
Oh.
2.
It's going to be another tower that they're looking to remove from the equation. Still just... MKS isn't there. That's always a little bit of a concern, I suppose.
It's Anton, brother.
DB looking to close in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Is Skadi really the way you want to
Radiant's
go?
top tower
Is
is
this
under attack.
MK? Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how strongly I feel about that. I think they need to just completely itemize into burst damage, and Skadi's not going to provide that for you.
Man, if Seal gets a Spirit Siphon Fear onto Monkey King in the Wukongs, that is devastating for Army Geniuses team fight. That's...
He wants to be able to not die. I mean, he's got a Yules, right? So just to
Stupendous.
basically... One of the few times you actually want to run up to the Monkey King, right?
Oh, they see DB! Nice use of the Observer. Jao Bonbon and MKS combine and Sillen. Look at guys, let me get involved as well. I want some fun. Hey, what do you know? He's got a regen as well, so all the men are expended. Ain't gonna matter. And now they can actually continue to take a fight. Jiaju and Jao Bonbon posturing aggressively. Triangle, they're hunting.
Keeping that regen ticking as well.
Dire's middle
Zips
tower
every now
is
and
under
then.
attack.
Zippity zip zip
Complete
zip zip.
vision.
Where's the party?
Making sure no one's going to TP inside the cover of the trees. Very nicely done by Zulern. I'm really impressed by a lot of his mechanical
Dire's
skills
middle
looking to come
tower
through
has
here.
fallen.
He's looked really solid from game 1 and game 2 for Sillen. Zero, Wami both able to escape. Your Rolling Thunder usage from Xiaoyu. He's also level 20. Not as a crazy... He's 6-1 and 13. I think after these 2 games, teams looking at ChubbyBoiz are like, alright, we might just have to ban the Pango first phase. Because Xiaoyu has He's looked dominant.
You just got destroyed by it in game 1, and they didn't ban it in game 2, when they've got first pick, and so they were able to, get that response coming through at the end of the first phase with it. A little bit surprising. I even had it as my background, I was feeling very confident about it, but yeah, it just seems like a little bit of an odd choice, to be honest, to just give him one of his best heroes for free.
How do we see an angle back in this game for Army Geniuses? What is the most ideal fight that they can take?
I was talking about it before, right? They just need to lock down Silo, and they need to make sure they do it 100-0, because he's got that BKB, he's got a decent amount of survivability, and he's going into the Lincoln Sphere. I feel like you need to do it now. If he picks up that Lincolns, you're not going to get that initial stun through from the Roar, right? So he's going to have that level of security.
Oh no, Wommy. You had good reactions with the blink, but... Hang on a second. Wait, he's going to go TP out still and doesn't continue to hunt? Wow, Wommy. Very nicely done. We're going to see Narman. DB's going to reveal himself as well. A boundless timing. Gonna waste this Rolling Thunder from Xiaoyu, so doesn't get the best usage out of it. And in fact, he won't
That was
use
just the
it.
roll-up.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
he tried to charge it up, but the boundless cancelled, and it was like, now it's a bit awkward. Do I use it? Do I not? Want me?
Are scanning.
Oh, Xiaobonbon didn't get the Spike Carapace on the way back, but still gets the stun. So this Nyx and Storm has been a huge issue. And we've seen this combo a lot from...
Whining now.
Oh, hang on a second. There's Dio. Smoke just 3. Boundless Assault. A 0 to follow. The burst is there. Oh, the BKB out. Wow, Silen somehow survives on a slither of health, and the rest are raiding. They're moving down at bottom. And simultaneously, they're just on the Weaver, not the most important target. Xiaoyu doing God's work to try and hold back Army Geniuses. The rest of ChubbyBoiz, they haven't shown up just yet until MKS pounces into the lane, but DB prowling.
Can't do this.
Same with Azura. Do you want to fight into MKS though? MKB, level 24. Ursa. Not the easiest kill by any stretch of the imagination, but the Exo is soon to expire. No way to jump
20 HP on that Storm Spirit he was able to get away on, and that's the difference, right?
Xiaoyu's gonna go back in, they got the high ground.
Oh, they found him.
And they pounce! A monkey trying to stalk, but it's actually ChubbyBoiz that spring the trap. Just utilizing that ward to perfection. Now they're on Azura as well. Blink. And he is out of there.
20 HP, man. 20 HP on the Storm Spirit, and just able to get away. They popped everything. They made sure to get the Boundless Strike, the Orchid, the Sonic Wave, and it's just not quite enough. That's the difference of even just if Beastmaster was nearby, not even needing to have the Roar available to use, but the extra attack speed. But fortunately for Army Geniuses, run a little bit short, losing a couple of heroes in the process, and well, it's nearly Roche number 3 time. A minute away with the respawn timer. They're just looking to secure.
He's baiting again. Azura, his BKB still on cooldown, so Xiaoyu's going to be able to get in position for the chain control. What a bait from Xiaoyu. Knew that Silen could step in. They had a gem. I don't know who is holding at the moment. Okay, Nyx is.
It's all about just securing the vision advantage now. They get rid of the Observer Ward on the high ground. They're looking to place a bunch of theirs, like this one right on the tip of the stairs to the south of the Dire Tier 2 top tower. Ones that'll slightly be out of range of that high ground Sentry Ward spot. So yeah, just placing a few of these clever ones, as well as this one that won them, in my opinion, the previous game, right next to where MKS is farming. Of course, with the Illusion Rune sitting inside the Roche pit, they're going to instantly know when that Roche is up in 10 seconds. They'll have a good 35 until the Queen of Pain is able to join into the team fight. So it's just getting better and better for ChubbyBoiz.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So close. That's Age now for Narman.
You're right there.
Dude.
You're right
I
there.
was helping. I was giving Narman power to be able to TP out. Okay? Enough, man. I'm trying to help your team win. I can't cheer for them. We're in the lobby. Never mind. Roche is up. I do know this because of the Hawk. They're going to run into Xiaoyu, but instantly roll up. He is able to offset the initiation from Army Geniuses, and that is a third Roche now. Cheese to Silen. Shard on MKS. Is he going to continue to hold this? Army Geniuses, they want to take the fight though. Keep on the high gun. He's going to see Namad's positioning. Oh, he actually doesn't have the gem still. They have vision of this, but MK pounces. Abyss loud. DB's still going to have an opportunity to pop the Wukongs along with the BKB. Nice use of the Aghanims time lapse. Is this the fight back in for the side of Chubby, of the side of Army Geniuses? But looks like they're rolling Thunder. Too much chaos as Xiaoyu bouncing them all out, giving so much room for Radiant to stand their ground. It was looking like a hell of a way to bring themselves back into this. The time lapse at the perfect timing, but in the end, all they lose was the ages, and they've had enough. Man, ChubbyBoiz, the open qualifier team to take our first series of the Spring Tour in 2-0 fashion.
What a game. ChubbyBoiz, they were just able to pull it all together. And it was another team fight where Seal, even from that position 5 role, you know, I was worried about it, like I was talking about in the draft, right? With the Weaver, the Gyrocopter, the Monkey King, didn't feel like the burst that you needed to be able to deal with this DP, regardless of if it was a core or even a position 5. So, very well-earned victory. They just didn't put enough pressure on. I was talking about how the lanes probably needed to go amazingly well. Zilone overperformed by far against the Queen of Pain, in my opinion. The side lanes obviously not going anywhere near as well. DB going for a much more passive build with the Battle Fury against the Ursa meant that they didn't have the Roche control, and Wami just keeping on TPing back down to that bot lane instead of putting pressure on the map and opening it up for the Monkey King to exploit the fact that he'd gone into that farming item. So, I mean, ChubbyBoiz, to their credit, they recognized all of those big weaknesses and they exploited them accordingly. Those deep observer wards enabling the kill after kill after kill onto Wami, and meaning that there was never any real pressure that they were under.
Yeah, it's such a fine line for them to be able to play as well, with in particular the Monkey King and how he wants to get active pre-Battle Fury. Because we saw how close he was before that fight by Radiant's T1 towers kind of to the right stage, actually more by the bottom power rune. And that was really where the game started to just turn around, because they had kind of the lead from Army Geniuses. They were sitting well. We saw the Ursa, I think, was a couple thousand net worth behind the Monkey. But then all of a sudden, 2 deaths in a row. Your Battle Fury comes out at 17 minutes in. All of a sudden, you have heroes getting picked off across the map. And we saw the combo as well. I tried to mention it throughout that game, but Storm Spirit with a Vision hero, you excel. You just get pickoffs after pickoff after pickoff. And when you're so far ahead and you have so much mana to utilize, and you have the map as well to get power runes, we saw arcanes, we saw regens, and it was just too difficult for Army Genius to get out of the map and maybe try and stall this game out, give space to DB or give space to another core to find the farm. And I guess it just comes back to the lane, though. Yeah,
and
the
this,
Pango. Like the
Xiaoyu Pango, letting it through in the draft again. He basically did tied for the most damage on his team, plus amazing lockdown, 1 death only. You gotta get rid of it for him. Like, seems like a kind of a poor draft blunder coming through from AG. I just thought that they had way too much in the laning stage to be able to snowball off of. They just didn't do it. So I'll take the L for that one, and so will they, with ChubbyBoiz taking this one in 2-0 fashion.
We will be getting an interview as well from ChubbyBoiz, the Open Qualify team. We're just trying to work out who it is going to be joining us. Let's move over to the interview room real quick, my good sir.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see who we get to talk to, honestly, because with all of ChubbyBoiz and their performance so far, I mean, they have to be over the moon. Of course, the first team to qualify to Spring Tour Division 2, and then the first series of the second season, they start out with a very convincing series victory as well. And it just goes to show that every single team, you have to fight for these victories. I really would say that Southeast Asian Division 2 is the most competitive Division 2 out of all of them, and you have to fight for your victories because you see the importance of every series that could put you in a potential to be promoted or relegated. And
looks like we have our interview guest. Hello, Silone. Congratulations.
Hello, thank you.
Amazing
Yes.
gameplay. I want to ask you, first and foremost, in that game where you were going up against the Queen of Pain last pick, I feel
Mhm.
like that's really quap favored, but you were still able to make a lot of great plays happen. Do you think you just played an amazing laning stage, or do you view it differently?
Mm, I mean, for me, definitely I've like played on both sides before. So like, but Crop is definitely my comfort pick against Storm, so I guess I know how to deal with it. Yeah. Then
For
I
those
just
people watching that might come up against that in pubs, how do you
Mm.
deal with it?
I guess you just focus on the farm and like pushing out the waves and letting the creep wave just back and forth from the tower. I think that is one way to go about it.
Okay, so
There of
the
course
way
with
to lane
the
into Quap is not to lane, right?
something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
what's the mentality for you and the
Mm.
team for because a lot of new players are in the
Mm.
DPC. So how are the lads feeling over on ChubbyBoiz?
Obviously great because we won the first series.
Is
And sorry, what?
no, go
Is what?
continue.
It's like we just try to keep the atmosphere light, like try to have fun while we play, so we don't get so stressed out with it being already so stressful. Yeah.
Who's
Are you
helping with that?
boot camping? Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry,
you
what's
go.
that?
Oh, you go, Danog. Sorry.
I was saying, are you boot camping at the
Mm.
moment? Like, is there someone that you've got that's helping with that sort of positive vibes and that sort of thing?
Not really. It's just how the personality of everyone is. So no, we're not boot camping at the moment, but planning to in the future. Yeah.
What do you feel like are the
Uh,
expectations for ChubbyBoiz in this second season in Spring Tour?
You mean from the viewers?
For you guys, like what are you hoping? Of course, I mean I'm sure promotion, but
Mm.
just as real as it gets, like because you guys are looking incredibly strong, and to be able to start the first series with a victory and a convincing 2-0 victory as well. So how you guys you're hoping this series to fare this season? Sorry.
I guess the team hopes that we can just stay in the lower div. So we're looking at a score of 4-3s, but I don't want to be too overconfident. But definitely, we are looking to go into Div 1 where possible. Yeah.
so more of a growth mentality. So maybe not
Mm.
measuring it on results so much, but how you're actually playing together as a team. Is that how you're really going to measure results this season?
No, the results should be staying in the lower div, right? That is the like baseline that we want to achieve, I feel.
Well, already
Hmm.
done a lot to be able to secure that. I know Army Geniuses, they were one of the teams that you might have been playing up against for being able to stay up in lower division. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Any words for your fans or anyone else that might be watching?
Any words for my fans? I don't think I have much fans,
What do you mean?
but
After this series, you might. You're in the DPC now, man.
the usual saying should be like, thanks for supporting us and continue doing so. Yeah,
Uh, Silan,
that's all.
I know you've been streaming lately on Twitch. So how about you let everyone know what it is? Because I know you're grinding over there as well, and you're seeing your pub gains can continuing to improve. So what's a Twitch? So what's the Twitch so everyone can come watch you and see how this new star position two is faring. We can learn from you.
uh, it's twitch.tv/excellent. So my IGN is just that simple. Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
we hope to see you streaming more and also ChubbyBoiz as well. You guys are looking exceptional. What a way to kick off the spring tour. I'm sure there's the camp is very happy and thank you for joining us, Dylan. Really appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, mate. Daniel, man, what a way to kick us off this first series. We only got one tonight and no Division 1 action as well, but ChubbyBoiz a 2-0 victory and yeah, like you said, I mean, he's sounding pretty confident. I know it was just about like kind of the baseline looking to stay in Division 2, a lot of that growth mentality like you said, but that was a really strong showing from them.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they abused every little opening that Army Geniuses gave them. Really strong lanes, probably overperforming in that aspect than what I would have expected coming out of the draft, and just getting a lot of their comfort coming through as well. So kudos to them for being able to make the most of the positives, but as well as identify perhaps some weaknesses or the holes in the enemy team's draft, and hopefully for their sake they can continue because we saw the pre-game chat in the lobby. They seemed like a positive bunch of guys when they weren't tipping DB every single time he died. So it was definitely a cool experience to be able to see them, and hopefully we get to see them some more. I believe are they? They're the next series that we're going to be covering as well. Not tonight, but in a couple of days' time.
That is correct. In 2 days' time, they're going to be playing Motivate Trust, which
That's a bit of a test.
that's a test, but it's a really different Motivate Trust. They have been struggling in third-party tournaments. Third party compared to DPC, they will have time, and they're also now going to have one series to be able to evaluate this ChubbyBoiz. And I have to imagine that this Pango is not going to let through. We got 2 Ursa games as well. They showed how strong they are on the Death Prophet. Like, there's a lot of information they can play off for Motivate.
Yeah, for sure. This is what we were talking about leading into this series, right? What do you favor? Do you favor the experience and the team cohesion that you get from playing together for a long time that Army Geniuses have, or do you value the shock factor and not having perhaps scrimmed quite as much against this relatively new roster of players playing together? And clearly, it was the latter this time around. So, congrats again to ChubbyBoiz. Thank you, of course, everyone, to watching, and hopefully you enjoyed. And we'll see you in another couple of days. Is there any Div 1 happening before then?
There, I believe tomorrow there is Div 1. I'm double checking now. For Division 2, of course, we are going to be back in 2 days' time, and that time will be a different one. Let me check. Actually, no.
I think we're leading into it, actually.
Yes, we are. So Division 2 will be starting in 2 days on the 16th, and that will be midday? Midday Singapore time. No. Yes?
Yes, it is. Midday Singapore time.
And then we will be leading into 2 series for Division 1, and they are some hype series as well. So I don't know, I'm just so goddamn excited. We got pretty much 24/7 DPC Dota action for pretty much the next 6 weeks. So first series done and dusted for Division 2 Spring Tour. It's going to be ChubbyBoiz coming out on top. The open qualifier team starting off with a bang, 2-0ing Army Geniuses. We'll see you guys in 2 days for some more Division 2 action.